The second point I'd like to make is on the HALT Fentanyl bill, which is coming before us. I'm going to vote for it. It extends the classification of fentanyl-type drugs as Schedule I drugs, the most serious narcotics in our country. I do say this, what we are doing is extending current policy. There is no new approach in this bill. It was reported out of committee virtually as it passed the House, and any effort in the committee, Judiciary Committee, to make it stronger or better was turned back with the argument we can't change a word. We have to accept the current language. As Senator Booker of New Jersey has said on the floor, and I've heard him, unfortunately, saying that we can't change a word means the policies of today must continue indefinitely. I think that's a mistake. We need to consider several other elements that could help us fight these cartels and stop fentanyl, which is taking so many American lives. Let me give you a couple examples. Number one, the president had thunderous applause when he suggested that he was designating the cartels in Mexico as terrorist agents. I applauded along with the rest of the people in the chamber. But I wonder if we are seriously, as a nation, treating the cartels as terrorist agents. And here's why I raise the question. One of the major complaints in Mexico is the fact that the cartels are heavily armed, sometimes more heavily armed than the Mexican military and law enforcement forces. And they are heavily armed with weapons provided by the United States, high-powered rifles that we are sending in volume down to the cartel members to fight the government of Mexico and to spread their deadly product into the United States and beyond. If we seriously believe the cartels are a terrorist group, what in the world are American gun manufacturers doing, supplying them with the arms that they can stop the reach of the law and military forces in Mexico? Are they terrorists or are they customers? If they're just customers, then I don't understand this bragging about designating them as terrorists. Let's treat them as terrorists and let's stop the flow of deadly weapons from the United States to the Mexican drug cartels. Secondly, 80% of the drugs that end up in the hands of our children in America are there because of the internet. Kids have access to buying drugs. The senator from Wyoming gave a good, poignant illustration of that in referring to a recent hearing we held. A 16-year-old thinking he was buying some form of oxycodone ended up buying fentanyl and dying as a result of it. Why in the world aren't these social media sources and internet sources being held responsible? Why don't we pass laws now saying that they cannot be the end product, they cannot develop the end product for these cartels to sell to our children in a deadly fashion? If they are truly terrorists, let's treat them as such. And those who are complicit in the terrorist strategy of poisoning our youth should be held accountable.